I used to search for my name online. Don't do stupid things like me. I was 19. Early that year, my girlfriend Lee, Fu and his family, they graciously let me into their guest room. I can solve the vast majority of problems they encounter. Computer problem. They love that about me. Li Fu is a nice guy. Their family's house is a few blocks away in the suburbs. There is a library and cafe. There's free Wi-Fi. These places make it easy for me to make money online. Until moving, before coming out and living in a tiny apartment. I'm using those resources. I have learned how to use the Onion browser. After buying and selling things that shouldn't be bought and sold, to achieve economic independence, I go to skate parks all the time, selling these products from the deepest part of the web. Business is good. As a young man who has been in foster care for many years, I look for things that give me a sense of control. A childhood with nothing is what makes you like this. I can be in the online world. Get everything you want. It gave me a sense of entitlement. Things went well. Until one evening in July, I was sitting in the second floor corner of the 8th Road bookstore. It's right next to the Buffett area. I can always get the job done well here. This store is going out of business, so I don't have to worry about a lot of customers coming in. Despite a fake internet protocol address, I would never risk working from home. Goods are also always delivered to a mailbox, not my real address. Looking back now, these safety measures don't help, but they still gave me a sense of security. Although this sense of security is just my delusion, I confirmed where I was doing it. There are no cameras around. It's a small area away from the crowds. I always like to hide in plain sight. I drink espresso. After searching for 15 minutes, I was getting bored. So I typed in my name. Found yours. No, I didn't think of it. Wikipedia appears in search results. But the third connection. The first link. It's about a ghost tour of New Jersey. The tour guide's name is similar to mine. Second link. It's a blood type website that I'm not interested in. Now, even though I'm a thrill seeker, but I won't watch you hurt others. Eye-catching media. I was attracted by the title. Click on the third article. The link is about a TV show. The title reads Joshua Wells' Short Life. The name didn't surprise me at first, because there are many other shows with the same name. It has medications from the previous century. The first paragraph describes the song. Why is there no sequel after the first season? To pass the time, I watched the first episode of Picking Medicine. Episode 1. Boundia's father was a feared gang member. Mother is a hopeless gentleman. He tried to get on a plane from Boston to California, using his own son to transport illegal goods and soldiers, then log in, sold to a major criminal organization, for profit, but was intercepted by the authorities. Their son went to the Child Protection Center. This story takes medicine. I was very impressed. This drama, the list of writers and directors has not been made public, but it has a broadcast date. This year and month coincides with the time I went through. The same thing happened to me at that time. Even the Child Protection Center I went to, also called a safety bar. I was too young. Can't remember the details, but the general facts match. And I gasped. I want to dismiss this as a coincidence between spoons. Then I read the changes in the second episode. Episode 2. We are in Joshua. Stalked him on his 15th birthday. He was arrested for throwing the table at the teacher. And the first time I entered the Sentry, although he missed the management center. But the teacher still made accusations. Because he doesn't like the student very much, Yushu is pressed inside, made friends with a troublemaker named Ian. They got away. But before that, there in jail, there was a heated argument with other teenagers. At the end of the film, 2 people are arrested. I feel the hairs on my arms stand up. These things, so similar to my own experience. I am very surprised. I felt a slight dizziness. But I still continued to watch the 3rd episode. The eyes can't help but continue to scan down. Season 3. Joshua is free. He decided to break in after a few days of scouting, entering the home of an elderly upper-class person. His goal, from the top drawer of the old man's dresser. Take away multiple Rolex watches. After entering the house, Joshua found that the old man had not gone according to plan. Go on a cruise vacation. The man was asleep in the bedroom at the time. And then, Joshua accidentally woke the victim. He was being chased by the homeowner outside. And then this elderly man died of a heart attack on the street. I feel a tightness in my chest. It's all true. But I've never told that story to anyone. This is one of my most guilty memories. I read the next 2 episodes again. Episode 4, Joshua often has nightmares. In the dream, the old man crawled out of the ditch, then choked it to death. He complained to a tutor about his nightmares. This teacher recommended. Got a doctor. Constrained. He doesn't like the way anti-anxiety drugs make him feel. Eventually, they sold the drugs. A girl he dated overdosed on drugs. Entered the hospital, although survived. Joshua still feels terrible. It didn't stop the sound. He used the money he earned to buy a computer. He met a group of credit card fraudsters at the mall. From them, learned how to spy on people's privacy. Episode 5. Joshua discovered the dark web. In the beginning, he uses the dark web to sell low-level harmful drugs. Later, he saw some accomplices in the headlines. Back message, and he continues to engage in illegal activities. I watched the air date for Season 6. It was within 24 hours of my experience. Season 6. Joshua enters the following books. Stealing their internet, trying to make some money. What he didn't notice was, there's a guy wearing a Carhartt white tee. The bald man in the shirt is reading science fiction. This stranger, it's actually an undercover agent from the Federal Investigation District, under the government official's t-shirt, equipped with a microphone and a camera. He is investigating the perpetrator, but he hasn't found the person he's looking for yet. An arrest has begun. They intercept, pain care about. Ya then put a closure on him. My hands are shaking. I stood up, grabbed a copy of Eckhart's Tree. Make yourself appear less conspicuous, and I opened it. I rested my head on the railing, stare at the floor below. Where is a person who fits the description of the article? His shirt is loose, hiding something in the butt. I know it's a gun. He is holding a book in his hand. I pulled out my phone, pretending to be with a non-existent business partner. Talk about stocks. I closed my laptop with my free hand, then go downstairs from the escalator. I wandered to the back. There's a pile of history books. I found an unlocked door and went in. I came to the warehouse. Unopened boxes are piled everywhere. I didn't see any staff, so he ran to the back door. I walk along the building and a line between the rows of motels. Galloping down the alley, ran past a gallery and a liquor store. My heart slowed down. On the way, I found a place called the Closed Fast Food Restaurant at Berendi's. It's black inside, but the neon sign still shines. There was a picnic table on the lawn by the door. And I sat down, opened the laptop again. Effortless, connected to their free Wi-Fi. I went through the timeline. The next clustering period is in the future. As I read the synopsis of the next episode, wipe the sweat from your forehead. Episode 7. He was referred to by the media as the Case Kings Market operation. 3 of the 7 charges resulted in a conviction. After agreeing to cooperate with different institutions, he was released early, become a cybersecurity awareness consultant and social engineering experts. After giving a keynote speech outside the city, he went back to the Velvet. His girlfriend Rifford and her family were killed. I'm visually fatigued. Breathing is shallow. Episode 8. Constraint your navigation went to his house. Dried blood on the wall. Every corner has been destroyed. The body was lying on the sofa in the living room. Restraint to call the police. For days on end. He is considered the prime suspect by the media. Finally, he was exonerated. But the psychological trauma was too much for him to bear. I thought about these words. Although I am still young, but I really love Liv. Episode 9. Joshua went to a mental hospital. He stared at the wall with the guard points. Like these, the wall would talk to him. The detectives only visited him. Hoped to get more information. They told Yue Shuya, the massacre he encountered, is an active serial killer seat. The identity of the murderer remains unknown. Episode 10. Joshua jumped out the window. He broke his ankle. The adrenaline rush allowed him to cross the field. Take the nearest highway. He stepped into traffic. A long-haul truck lost control next to him. Hit a row of vehicles. He walked to the nearest lake. Press a stone into your pocket. He waited until it got dark, then into the abyss at the bottom of the lake. The last picture we saw, it was his hand that broke the water. Before the finger enters the water, the starlight shone on his skin. The last few sips of water he swallowed. The resulting bubbles float to the surface of the water. I savor the path of the rest of my life. 4 black SUVs stopped in the parking lot. Circle around me. Man in black suit and the undercover agent in the bookstore run towards me. Although I didn't resist, they still pushed me to the ground. Make my shoulders warm. And he kicked me in the jaw a couple of times. Then he leaned me up. Agreed to cooperate. After arresting people like me, I did get a hard time in prison. After being released, I tried to revisit this link, but failed. I don't understand how that article could exist. I don't want to give in to fate. The experience of running away from the bookstore gave me confidence. I believe I can change stability. The end of prophecy. This positive thinking is the only thing that keeps me alive. Now I should go to Li Fu's house to have a look. He didn't text me back all morning. If you like this story, please click like. If you don't like this story, please click subscribe to the channel to watch the next videos. Thank you.